Hey everybody. Story tonight on this time that we are fast approaching in late December next month. This time of the so-called shift. I found this good story on WordPress.com. It is written by Mitch Batros and it is entitled Making Sense of the Shift. And I thought it was very well written. It makes a lot of sense and I'm going to share it with you. It says this. If I can skip ahead here. It says, I believe I have the scientific research and the ancient text sources to go forward affirming a direct association between modern science knowledge and ancient ancestry wisdom. I believe what I will present in the next several weeks will fortify a bridge strong enough to withstand the fervent admonishment of both the religious and science-oriented extremes. It says, over the last 3 years and up until this date, we have witnessed monumental leaps of the scientific world's new understanding of the intergalactic play between Earth, our Sun, and our galaxy, the Milky Way. It says, new information is coming in so fast. Scientific scholars are seriously concerned over the redesigning and rethinking of established charts, graphs, formulas, templates, hypotheses, and most everything that resides in scientific journals and books. In short, something is changing and changing fast. Our ancient ancestors have been trying to tell us for centuries of a shift that will occur in our time. Several descriptions coming from sources such as the Maya, Hopi, Sumerians, Egyptians, Dogons, etc., and the list goes on. It says, it is something referred to as the Holy Spirit, Creator, Sun God, or Soul. In more modern times, it is referred to Gaia. It is a source that connects all living things. Mayan prophecy refers to it as the new fifth element. They have given this element a name. They call it ether. Now, the definition of ether described in various dictionaries, such as Webster and Cambridge, says this. It is a theoretical substance which occupies all space, postulated to account for the propagation of electromagnetic radiation through the universe. Mayan prophecy speaks of celestial events, as mentioned in the Mayan sacred books of Chilam Balam and the Popol Vuh, to occur at the end of the fourth world and the beginning of the fifth world. Specific to the Mayan calendar, a transition to a new state of being or awareness has already begun. The date of December 21st, 2012 does not have a function of a light switch. There will be no difference on December 20th or December 22nd. This calendar date has always been meant to serve as simply a post on the road telling us that we have just about come to the peak of an old cycle and the beginning of a new one. And what is this something that drives the cycle? The answer is charged particles. In scientific terms, physicists from UCLA and Japan have discovered evidence of natural nuclear accelerators residing in our own Milky Way galaxy. Earlier this year, physicists using the Pierre Auger Observatory in Argentina, the world's largest cosmic ray observatory, published a surprising discovery. Many of the energetic particles found in the Milky Way are not actually protons, but nuclei. The greater the nuclei to proton ratio, the higher the energy. So you see where he's going with this. The definition of ether as being the electromagnetic radiation through the universe, and this discovery that these particles are nuclei, not protons. You see where he's going with this and the link he's making. It says UCLA professor Alexander Kusenko, professor of physics and astronomy, says, when the data came out, they were so unexpected that many people started questioning the applicability of known laws of physics at high energy. The common lore has been that all ultra-high energy particles must come from outside the galaxy. In addition to this new discovery, There is another source of this something which will affect all things. It is the sun. Our current solar cycle, cycle 24, is predicted to reach its apex in late 2012 into 2013. This will be a period when the sun produces its most powerful forms of charged particles in the ways of solar flares and coronal mass ejections. Recent scientific discoveries tell us something is shifting in our galaxy, and that something comes in the form of charged particles. As outlined in previous articles, some of our most advanced spacecraft are delivering stunning discoveries regarding black holes, dark matter, and a full spectrum of charged particles. And it just goes on to describe the different types of charged particles. In ancient terms, it says, as a result of aligning with the cosmic rays, let me start over with that. As a result of aligning with the stream of cosmic rays from our Milky Way, and with the sun reaching its maximum strength for this cycle, an enormous amount of charged particles will hit our solar system, Earth, and each of us. The outcome is unknown, but if Mayan prophecy maintains its accuracy, a significant shift will occur both on the Earth itself in the ways of earthquakes, volcanoes, tsunamis, and all forms of extreme weather, and a shift in all living things in the way of awareness and consciousness. And I believe I've heard something on the news about earthquakes and even tsunamis and extreme weather for sure lately. So that just is an added interesting thing to this. But it says, Mayan prophecy believes there will be a shift in humans and all living things stimulated by an increase in magnetic charge particles. This will have an effect on the way one sees and interacts with the world. The time we are in now is a time of disturbance. It is a time when people are sorting out what is true for them, a time to decide if their current path is consistent with their true integrity. One might think this would be a benevolent process which one could easily facilitate. Unfortunately, this is not the norm, but the exception. Most people are likely to struggle with themselves and their beliefs. Change can be a threatening process even if it is in one's best interest. As a result, most people are prone to fight to keep self and life predictable and familiar. Discourse, disharmony, and even wars may very well be the initial outcome. But it says the good news. Most all prophecy reminds us of a process, or a time of transition. As the result of a gradual intensifying magnetic shift, we are given the opportunity to more easily see with clear eyes. We will be able to visually and emotionally experience our immediate small world and extended large world differently. So I just thought that was very well written. I thought that was very interesting about the particles being nuclei, not protons. And it seems to all make sense what the Mayans said about ether. The ancients definitely knew what they were talking about. They should not be disregarded. It seems to me we are moving in, it's like we're on a river, and we've been going through this calm part of the river, and now with this, the way our solar system is drifting into this area of highly charged particles, it seems like that river is becoming kind of like the whitewater, the rapids, where there's a lot more disturbance, and we'll just have to buckle our seatbelt and see what happens. So I just thought this was a very interesting article. It made total sense to me. Once again, this article is called Making Sense of the Shift. I'll leave the link below. I thought it was well written. I like it when current scientific discovery is matching up with ancient text, and it really makes you sit up and take notice. And I like the river analogy. We were going through a very calm part of the galaxy, and now we're kind of heading into the white waters, the turbulent part of the galaxy. And I want to show you a video here that I made a couple months ago, and this will really show you the energy that we are going through and what it is doing to the sun. The title of this video is The Waking Sun. I'll leave the link to it below, but I want you to watch it in just a little bit different of a way this time. Instead of being stationary, I want you to imagine that you are traveling through space in this these two clear vehicles, and the center thing blocking the sun's image to protect the camera, I want you to think of those as the nose or the cone of your vehicle. And when you look at it this way, you can really see what's coming off the sun in kind of a whole new way, and you can really see the energy that is out there and what we're traveling through these days. So take your mind to a place where you're actually traveling through space, and the center circles in each image are the nose of your vehicle. Here we go. The one on the right is just a few months ago, and the one on the left is exactly 3 years prior. So I just thought that was an interesting way to look at it. Kind of gives you a slightly different view or a way to look at those highly charged particles. I will leave the link for these videos below. I like the article a lot. Hope you did too. Have a nice day.